It was a normal Tuesday in the small town of Greenville. The sun was setting, painting the sky orange and pink. Kids were playing in the park, and grown-ups were going home from work. Nobody knew that everything was about to change. Suddenly, a loud boom shook the whole town. People looked up and saw a huge fireball in the sky. It was bigger than anything they had ever seen. The fireball got closer and closer, and everyone started to panic. "Look out!" someone yelled. People began to run, not knowing where to go. The fireball crashed into an empty field just outside town. The ground shook so hard that cars bounced and windows broke. A big cloud of dust rose up, making it hard to see. For a few minutes, everything was quiet. Then, people started to come out of their houses. They were scared but curious. What had fallen from the sky? As the dust began to clear, they saw something incredible. It wasn't a meteor or a plane. It was a spaceship. It was big and round, with strange lights blinking on its side. The ship had dug a deep hole in the ground. Slowly, a door on the ship began to open. Everyone held their breath. What would come out? A giant creature stepped out of the ship. It was taller than two men standing on each other's shoulders. It had 4 arms, each ending in sharp claws. Its skin was scaly and dark green. But the scariest part was its face. It had 3 big eyes that glowed in the dark, and a mouth full of sharp teeth. The alien looked around, making weird noises. It sounded like a mix of growls and clicks. People screamed and ran away as fast as they could. "It's a monster," someone shouted. "Call the army," another person yelled. The alien tried to walk but fell down. It seemed hurt from the crash. It made more strange noises, louder this time. Was it calling for help? Or was it angry? News spread fast. Soon, police cars arrived with their sirens wailing. They surrounded the field but stayed far away from the alien. Nobody dared to get close. One brave police officer, Officer Sarah, took out a megaphone. "Hello," she said, her voice shaking a little. "We mean you no harm. Do you understand me?" The alien turned its big head towards her. It made some clicking sounds and waved its 4 arms, but nobody could understand what it was trying to say. More and more people came to see the alien. They stood far away, behind the police cars. Some were taking videos with their phones. Others were too scared to even look. Then something amazing happened. The alien started to draw in the dirt with one of its claws. People watched in surprise as it drew circles and lines. Was it trying to communicate? A little girl named Lily pushed through the crowd to see better. "Look," she said, pointing at the drawing. "It looks like a map." But before anyone could understand the drawing, they heard a new sound. Helicopters were coming. Big army trucks and tanks also arrived. Soldiers jumped out, carrying big guns. "Everyone, step back," a soldier with a loud voice ordered. "This area is now under military control." The alien looked at all the guns and tanks. It made a sad noise and sat down on the ground. It didn't try to hurt anyone or run away. As night fell, bright lights were set up all around the field. The alien was now surrounded by soldiers, tanks, and helicopters. Nobody knew what would happen next. In her house, Lily watched everything on TV. She felt sorry for the alien. "Mom," she said, "the alien looks scared. Why can't we help it?" Her mom hugged her. "It's complicated, sweetie. The grown-ups need to figure out if it's safe first." All night long, people in Greenville couldn't sleep. They kept thinking about the alien. Was it good or bad? Did it come in peace or to hurt them? What would happen in the morning? As the sun came up, more important people arrived. There were scientists in white coats, government agents in black suits, and TV reporters with big cameras. One scientist tried to go near the alien with a strange machine. But the alien made a loud noise, and the scientist ran back, looking scared. "We can't get close enough to study it," the scientist told everyone. "It's too dangerous." The alien watched all of this happening. It looked confused and alone. It tried to stand up again but fell back down. One of its legs seemed hurt. Lily, watching from home, felt more and more sad for the alien. It needs help, she told her parents. Why is everyone so mean to it? Her dad sighed. People are scared of things they don't understand, Lily. But you're right, we should try to help if we can. As the day went on, more and more people came to see the alien. The little town of Greenville was now full of visitors from all over the country. The alien kept trying to draw more pictures in the dirt, but every time it moved, the soldiers pointed their guns at it. The alien would then stop and make a sad noise. By the end of the day, nobody knew what to do. The alien was still in the field, surrounded by army trucks and scared people. It hadn't tried to hurt anyone, but everyone was still too afraid to get close. As night fell again, Lily looked out of her window at the lights in the field. She made a wish on a star. I hope someone helps the alien soon, she whispered. Little did Lily know, her wish would soon come true in a way nobody expected. The big choice. The morning after the alien's arrival, Greenville was a different place. The small town was now full of important people from all over the world. Big black cars drove through the streets, carrying men and women in fancy suits. At the town hall, a special meeting was happening. Leaders from many countries sat around a big table. They all looked worried. What should we do about the alien? Asked the President of the United States. She looked tired, like she hadn't slept all night. It's too dangerous to keep it here, said another leader. We should send it away. But where? Asked someone else. No country wants it. Outside the town hall, people from Greenville watched and waited. They wanted to know what would happen to their town and the strange visitor. Meanwhile, at the crash site, scientists were trying to study the alien. They used machines to take pictures and measure things. But they couldn't get too close because the alien would make scary noises when anyone came near. One brave scientist, Dr. Lee, had an idea. She walked towards the alien slowly, carrying a box of fruits. Hello, she said in a soft voice. Are you hungry? The alien watched her with its 3 big eyes. It made a low humming sound. Dr. Lee put the box on the ground and stepped back. Slowly, the alien reached out with one of its 4 arms. It picked up an apple and looked at it closely. Then, to everyone's surprise, it ate the apple in one big bite. It eats fruit, Dr. Lee said excitedly. Maybe it's not so different from us after all. Back at the town hall, the leaders were still arguing. Some wanted to try and talk to the alien. Others thought it was too risky. What if it's planning to attack us? One leader said. But what if it needs our help? Said another. Just then, a scientist ran into the room. You need to see this, he said, turning on a big TV. On the screen, they saw the alien drawing in the dirt again. This time, its drawing was clearer. It looked like a map of stars. We think it's showing us where it came from, the scientist explained. The leaders looked at each other in surprise. This changed everything. While the grown-ups were talking, Lily was at school. But nobody was paying attention to the teacher. All the kids were talking about the alien. I heard it eats people, said one boy. No way, said Lily. It ate an apple. My dad told me. At lunchtime, Lily sat alone. She was thinking about the alien. It must be so scared and lonely, she thought. After school, Lily went to the library. She found books about stars and planets. She wanted to learn more about where the alien might have come from. As the day went on, more news came out. The alien spaceship was badly broken. It couldn't fly anymore. This meant the alien was stuck on Earth. This news made some people even more scared. What if more aliens come looking for it? They worried. That evening, there was a big announcement on TV. The president stood in front of many cameras. After much discussion, she said, "We have made a decision about our visitor from space." Everyone in Greenville and all over the world held their breath. "We will move the alien to a safe place, away from people," the president said. It will be taken to a remote island where scientists can study it. People had mixed feelings about this news. Some were happy the alien would be gone. Others felt bad for it. Lily watched the news with her parents. "But that's not fair," she said. "The alien didn't do anything wrong." Her mom hugged her. "I know, sweetie. But sometimes grown-ups make hard choices when they're scared." The next day, preparations began to move the alien. Big trucks and boats were brought in. Scientists built a special cage to carry the alien safely. But there was a problem. Nobody wanted to go near the alien to move it. "It's too dangerous," said one soldier. "I'm not touching that thing," said another. The alien seemed to understand something was happening. It looked around with its big eyes, making sad noises. Lily couldn't stand it anymore. She had an idea. She ran to her room and grabbed her favorite stuffed toy, a little green alien she called Zibby. Then she did something very brave and very dangerous. While nobody was looking, she snuck past the police lines and ran towards the real alien. Everyone gasped. Soldiers raised their guns. Lily's parents screamed. But Lily wasn't afraid. She walked right up to the alien and held out Zibby. "Here," she said. "This is Zibby. He can keep you company so you won't be lonely." The alien looked at Lily for a long moment. Then, very gently, it reached out and took Zibby in one of its big hands. Lily smiled. "See," she said to everyone watching. "It's not mean. It's just scared and alone, like Zippy was before I found him." For a moment, nobody moved or spoke. Then, slowly, people began to lower their guns. Some even smiled. Lily's brave act changed how people saw the alien. Maybe it wasn't a scary monster after all. Maybe it was just lost and needed help. But the decision had been made. The alien would still be sent to the island. As it was carefully moved into the special cage, it held on tight to Zippy. Lily waved goodbye as the trucks drove away. "Don't worry," she whispered. "I'll find a way to help you. I promise." The lonely island. The big ships moved slowly through the ocean. On the biggest ship, inside a special cage, was the alien. It held Lily's stuffed toy, Zippy, close to its chest. The alien looked scared and confused. Scientists on the ship tried to talk to the alien. They used computers and fancy machines, but nothing worked. The alien just made sad noises and hugged Zippy tighter. After 3 days of sailing, they reached the island. It was small and green, with tall trees and sandy beaches, but there were no people living there. As soon as the ships got close, workers started building. They put up tall fences all around the island. They also set up cameras and other machines to watch the alien. Dr. Lee, the nice scientist who had given the alien an apple, was in charge. She watched as they carefully moved the alien's cage onto the beach. "Okay," she said to her team. "Let's open the cage, but be ready for anything." Slowly, the cage door opened. Everyone held their breath. What would the alien do? The alien stepped out onto the sand. It looked around with its 3 big eyes. Then it did something surprising. It started to draw in the sand, just like it did back in Greenville. "Quick, get a picture of that," Dr. Lee said. The drawing looked like a map. It showed the island, the ocean, and something else far away. Was the alien trying to show where it came from? For the next few days, the alien explored the island. It seemed to like the trees and the beach, but it always stayed away from the fences and cameras. Every night, Dr. Lee sent reports back to the world leaders. "The alien is peaceful," she wrote. "It hasn't tried to hurt anyone or escape." But the leaders were still worried. "Keep watching it closely," they told Dr. Lee. Meanwhile, back in Greenville, Lily couldn't stop thinking about the alien. She watched the news every day, hoping to see how it was doing. One day, Lily had an idea. She went to her parents with a big smile. "Mom, Dad," she said, "can we go on a vacation?" Her parents looked surprised. "Where do you want to go, sweetie?" her mom asked. Lily's smile got even bigger. I want to go to the island where the alien is. Her parents looked at each other, worried. Lily, her dad said, that's not a place for vacations. It's dangerous. But Lily didn't give up. She showed them news reports about how peaceful the alien was. She told them about Dr. Lee's work. Please, she begged. I just want to see if the alien is okay. After a lot of talking, her parents finally agreed. But they had rules. They would stay far away from the alien, and they would leave if anything scary happened. It took a lot of phone calls and paperwork, but finally, Lily and her parents were on a boat to the island. Lily was so excited she could hardly sleep. When they got to the island, they had to stay in a special hotel. It was far from where the alien lived. But Lily didn't mind. She was just happy to be there. Dr. Lee met them at the hotel. She was surprised to see Lily. You're the brave girl who gave the alien your toy, she said. Lily nodded. How is the alien? Is it still sad? Dr. Lee smiled. It's doing better. Your toy, Zippy, really helped. The alien carries it everywhere. For the next few days, Lily and her parents explored the safe parts of the island. They went to the beach and hiked in the jungle. But Lily was always looking for a chance to see the alien. One afternoon, while her parents were resting at the hotel, Lily saw her chance. She snuck out and started walking towards the part of the island where the alien lived. She knew it was wrong. She knew it was dangerous. But she had to see the alien. She had to know if it was okay. As Lily walked through the trees, she suddenly heard a strange sound. It was like nothing she had ever heard before. It was the alien. Lily peeked through some bushes. There, sitting on the beach, was the alien. It was drawing in the sand again. And right next to it was Zippy. Lily's heart was beating fast. She was excited but also a little scared. Should she go closer? Just then, the alien looked up. Its three big eyes stared right at Lily. For a moment, nobody moved. Then the alien did something amazing. It picked up Zippy and held the toy out towards Lily. It was like it was saying, "Look, I kept Zippy safe." Lily couldn't help it. She laughed and stepped out of the bushes. "Hi," she said softly. "I'm Lily. I'm glad you like Zippy." The alien made a happy noise. It patted the sand next to it, like it was inviting Lily to sit down. Lily knew she should go back. She knew her parents and Dr. Lee would be very angry. But this was her chance to make friends with the alien. Slowly, Lily walked towards the alien. She sat down next to it on the warm sand. The alien handed Zippy to her. As the sun started to set, Lily and the alien sat together on the beach. They couldn't talk with words, but somehow they understood each other. Lily didn't know it yet, but this moment would change everything. The lonely island was about to become a place of friendship and new beginnings. A surprising friend. The sun was starting to set on the island. Orange and pink colors filled the sky. Lily sat on the warm sand next to the alien. She couldn't believe she was really here. The alien made some clicking sounds and pointed at the ocean. Lily looked and saw some dolphins jumping in the waves. "Wow," she said. "Do you like the dolphins?" The alien nodded its big head. It picked up a stick and started drawing in the sand. Lily watched closely. The drawing looked like the dolphins, but they had longer fins and bigger eyes. "Are those dolphins from your planet?" Lily asked. The alien made a happy noise and nodded again. It seemed excited that Lily understood. Suddenly, they heard voices coming from the trees. "Lily, Lily, where are you?" It was Lily's parents and Dr. Lee. They sounded very worried. Lily jumped up. "Oh no," she said. "I'm going to be in big trouble." The alien looked at her with its three eyes. It seemed to understand that Lily was scared. It gently patted her on the shoulder with one of its four hands. Just then, Lily's parents and Dr. Lee came out of the trees. They stopped and stared in shock. "Lily," her mom shouted, "get away from that alien right now." But Lily didn't move. "It's okay, Mom," she said. The alien is my friend. It won't hurt me. Dr. Lee stepped forward slowly. Lily, she said in a calm voice, please come here. We don't know if it's safe. The alien made a sad noise. It picked up Zippy and held the toy out to Lily, like it was saying goodbye. Lily felt tears in her eyes. She didn't want to leave her new friend. Please, she said to the grown-ups. Can't you see? The alien is nice. It's just lonely and scared, like we would be if we were on a strange planet. Her dad looked at her mom, then at Dr. Lee. She might be right, he said softly. Look, the alien hasn't tried to hurt her at all. Dr. Lee watched the alien closely. It was still holding Zippy, waiting for Lily to take the toy. This is amazing, Dr. Lee said. It seems to really care about Lily. Slowly, the grown-ups came closer. The alien watched them, but didn't move. It stayed calm and gentle. Lily, Dr. Lee said, can you ask the alien if it's okay for us to come closer? Lily nodded. She turned to the alien and smiled. Is it okay if they come sit with us? She asked, pointing to the grown-ups. The alien made a happy noise and patted the sand next to it, just like it had done for Lily earlier. One by one, Lily's parents and Dr. Lee sat down on the beach. The alien looked at each of them, then started drawing in the sand again. This time, it drew a picture of the Earth, and then another planet far away. It pointed at the far planet and made a sad noise. I think it's showing us its home, Dr. Lee said. It must miss it very much. Lily's mom had tears in her eyes. We've been so afraid, she said. But it's just lost and homesick, isn't it? The alien nodded, understanding her words. Then it did something surprising. It reached out slowly and gave Lily's mom a gentle hug with its 4 arms. At first, Lily's mom looked scared, but then she smiled and hugged the alien back. It's okay, she said softly. We'll help you. For the next hour, they all sat on the beach together. The alien drew more pictures in the sand, showing them about its home planet and how it had crashed on Earth by accident. Dr. Lee was amazed. This changes everything, she said. We need to tell the world leaders that the alien is friendly. We've been treating it all wrong. As it got dark, they knew they had to go back. Lily didn't want to leave her new friend. Can the alien come stay with us at the hotel? She asked. The grown-ups looked at each other. That might scare the other people, Lily's dad said. But maybe we can come visit every day. The alien seemed to like this idea. It made happy clicking sounds and gave everyone another gentle hug. As they walked back through the trees, Lily held her dad's hand. I told you the alien was nice, she said. Her dad smiled. You were right, Lily. You saw what we couldn't see because we were too scared. You're a very brave and kind girl. Back at the hotel, Dr. Lee made many phone calls. She told the world leaders about what had happened. Some of them didn't believe her at first, but when they saw videos of the alien being gentle with Lily and her family, they started to change their minds. That night, Lily couldn't sleep. She was too excited. She had made friends with an alien. She wondered what would happen next. Would the alien be allowed to leave the island? Would it ever be able to go home? As Lily finally fell asleep, she hugged Zippy close. The little toy had helped make a big change. It had shown that friendship can happen between very different beings, even ones from different planets. On the beach, under the starry sky, the alien looked up at the stars. It thought about its new friends and felt happy for the first time since coming to Earth. It wasn't alone anymore. The discovery. The next morning, Lily woke up early. She was excited to see her alien friend again. She ran to her parents' room and knocked on the door. Mom, Dad, can we go to the beach now? She called out. Her parents came out, looking sleepy but happy. Okay, Lily, her dad said. Let's have breakfast first, then we'll go. After a quick breakfast, they met Dr. Lee outside the hotel. Together, they walked to the beach where they had met the alien yesterday. As they got closer, they heard a strange humming sound. It was coming from behind some trees. "What's that noise?" Lily's mom asked, looking worried. Dr. Lee frowned. "I'm not sure. Let's be careful." They peeked through the trees and saw something amazing. The alien was sitting on the sand, surrounded by colorful lights. The lights were coming from its hands. "Wow," Lily whispered. "It's like magic." The alien noticed them and made a happy clicking sound. It waved for them to come closer. As they walked onto the beach, they saw that the alien had drawn many pictures in the sand. There were drawings of stars, planets, and strange machines. Dr. Lee looked excited. "I think it's trying to teach us about its home and its technology." The alien pointed to one of the drawings. It looked like a big ship with lots of lights. "Is that your spaceship?" Lily asked. The alien nodded and made a sad noise. It pointed to another drawing that showed the ship crashed on Earth. "Oh," Lily said. "You miss your home, don't you?" The alien nodded again. Then it did something surprising. It reached out and touched Lily's head gently with one of its hands. Suddenly, Lily saw pictures in her mind. She saw a beautiful planet with 2 suns and 3 moons. She saw cities with tall, shiny buildings, and she saw many aliens like her friend, all living peacefully together. "Whoa," Lily said, stepping back. "Did anyone else see that?" Her parents and Dr. Lee looked confused. "See what, honey?" her mom asked. Lily explained what she had seen in her mind. Dr. Lee looked amazed. "It seems the alien can share its memories through touch," she said. "This is an incredible discovery." The alien then touched Dr. Lee's head. Her eyes went wide with surprise. "Oh my," she said. "I can see it too, and I think I understand some things about their technology now." Over the next few hours, the alien shared its memories with all of them. They learned that its planet was called Orcs, and that it had come to Earth by accident when its ship malfunctioned. "Can we help you fix your ship?" Lily asked the alien. The alien made a sad noise and shook its head. It drew a picture of its crashed ship with a big X over it. "I think the ship is too badly damaged," Dr. Lee said, "but maybe we can help in another way." She turned to the alien and spoke slowly. "Can you teach us how to build a new ship?" The alien's eyes lit up. It nodded excitedly and started drawing new pictures in the sand. As the day went on, more scientists came to the beach. They'd brought computers and cameras to record everything the alien was teaching them. The alien showed them plans for amazing machines. There were devices that could clean polluted air and water. There were engines that could use the power of stars. And there were machines that could heal sick people quickly. "This is amazing," one scientist said. "These inventions could help solve many of Earth's problems." Lily watched as the grown-ups got more and more excited, but she noticed that her alien friend was looking tired. "I think it needs a rest," she said to Dr. Lee. Dr. Lee nodded. "You're right, Lily. We've learned so much today, but we need to remember that our friend is still recovering from its crash." They told the alien it was okay to rest. The alien made a happy noise and gave Lily a gentle hug with its 4 arms. As they walked back to the hotel, Lily's dad looked thoughtful. "You know what," he said, "I think we've been calling the alien it all this time. Maybe we should give it a name." Lily's face lit up. "Oh yes. Can I choose a name?" Her parents and Dr. Lee smiled. "Sure," her mom said. "What name do you think would be good?" Lily thought for a moment. Then she grinned. "How about Starby?" Because it came from the stars. Everyone agreed that Starby was a great name. They couldn't wait to tell the alien. No, to tell Starby its new name tomorrow. That night, as Lily got ready for bed, she looked out her window at the stars. "Good night, Starby," she whispered. "Thank you for being my friend and for teaching us so much." She fell asleep dreaming of the amazing things they had learned. She imagined a future where humans and aliens work together to make the universe a better place. But Lily didn't know that their amazing day had caused some problems. News about the aliens' advanced technology had spread quickly, and not everyone was happy about it. Far away, in a secret room, some powerful people were having a serious talk. This alien technology could change everything, one man said. We need to control it. But how? Asked another. The alien only seems to trust the girl and that scientist. The first man smiled, but it wasn't a nice smile. Then we'll have to do something about that, won't we? As Lily slept peacefully, she had no idea that her friendship with Starby was about to face its biggest test yet. The sacrifice. The next morning, Lily woke up feeling excited. She couldn't wait to tell Starby its new name, but when she looked out the window, she saw something strange. There were many new people on the island. They wore dark suits and had serious faces. At breakfast, Lily noticed her parents looking worried. "What's wrong?" she asked. Her dad tried to smile. "Nothing, sweetie. Just some new people here to help with the research." But Lily could tell something wasn't right. When they left the hotel, there were men in suits everywhere. Some had big guns. Dr. Lee met them outside. She looked upset. "There's been a change of plans," she said quietly. "The government wants to move Starby to a new location." Lily felt her heart sink. But why? Starby is happy here. "I know, Lily," Dr. Lee said. "But some people are worried about Starby's advanced technology. They want to study it in a more controlled environment." As they walked to the beach, Lily saw even more men with guns. She felt scared. This wasn't right. When they reached the beach, Lily gasped. Starby was surrounded by soldiers. The alien looked confused and frightened. "Starby," Lily called out. She tried to run to her friend, but a soldier stopped her. "Stay back, little girl," he said. "It's not safe." Lily felt angry. "Starby is my friend. Starby won't hurt anyone." The soldier looked unsure. Just then, a man in a fancy suit walked up. He had a mean smile. "Ah, you must be Lily," he said. "I'm Mr. Black. I'm in charge now. We're going to take your alien friend to a special place where we can learn all its secrets." Lily didn't like Mr. Black. She could tell he didn't care about Starby's feelings. "You can't do that," she shouted. "Starby trusts us. We promise to help." Mr. Black's smile disappeared. "This isn't a game, little girl. This is about national security. Now step aside." He nodded to the soldiers. They started to move towards Starby with a big cage. Starby made a scared noise. It looked at Lily with its 3 big eyes, begging for help. Lily couldn't stand it anymore. She ducked under the soldier's arm and ran towards Starby. "No," her parents shouted. But Lily didn't stop. She reached Starby and hugged it tight. "I won't let them take you," she cried. The soldier stopped, not sure what to do. Mr. Black looked angry. "Get that girl away from the alien," he shouted. But then something amazing happened. Starby's body started to glow with beautiful colors. It gently touched Lily's head with one of its hands. Suddenly, everyone on the beach could see images in their minds. They saw Starby's home planet. They felt Starby's loneliness and fear. And they understood how much Starby cared about Lily and wanted to help Earth. The soldiers lowered their guns. Some of them had tears in their eyes. Even Mr. Black looked shocked. "You see," Lily said, her voice shaking, "Starby is good. Starby wants to be our friend. We can't treat friends like this." Dr. Lee stepped forward. "Lily's right," she said. "We've been going about this all wrong. Starby has been willing to share knowledge with us, but we have to do it the right way, with kindness and respect." Mr. Black shook his head. "But the technology, the power, is not ours to take," Lily's dad said firmly. "We have to earn it by showing we're worthy of Starby's trust." For a long moment, nobody moved. Then, slowly, Mr. Black nodded. Perhaps we've made a mistake," he said quietly. The soldiers began to back away. Lily hugged Starby tighter, feeling relieved. But their problems weren't over yet. Suddenly, there was a loud noise from the ocean. Everyone turned to look. A huge spaceship was coming out of the water. It was much bigger than Starby's crashed ship. Starby made an excited noise. It pointed at the ship and then at itself. I think that's Starby's rescue team," Dr. Lee said in amazement. The big ship landed on the beach. A door opened, and 3 aliens that looked like Starby came out. Starby ran to them, making happy clicking sounds. The other aliens hugged Starby with their many arms. Lily felt happy for Starby, but also sad. "You're going home now, aren't you?" she asked. Starby turned to Lily and nodded, but then it did something surprising. It took off a small device from its arm and handed it to Lily. Dr. Lee looked at the device with wide eyes. I think this is a communication device," she said. "Starby wants to stay in touch." Lily smiled through her tears. "Really? We can still talk even when you're far away." Starby nodded and gave Lily one last big hug. As Starby and the other aliens got ready to leave, Mr. Black stepped forward again. "Wait," he said. "What about the technology? The knowledge you were going to share?" Starby looked at him for a moment. Then it touched the communication device in Lily's hand. Suddenly, more images filled everyone's minds. But this time, they weren't memories. They were instructions, simple ways that humans could start to build better technology to help their planet. "Starby's giving us a start," Dr. Lee said excitedly. "But it's up to us to prove we can use it wisely." As the spaceship took off, Lily waved goodbye to her alien friend. She felt sad, but also proud. She had helped Starby, and Starby had helped Earth. "Goodbye, Starby," she called out. "Come back and visit soon." The ship disappeared into the sky. The beach was quiet, but everything had changed. Humans had made their first real alien friend, and it was all thanks to a brave little girl who saw with her heart instead of her eyes. Lily looked at the communication device in her hand and smiled. This wasn't the end of their friendship. It was just the beginning of a much bigger adventure. The understanding. 1 year had passed since Starby left Earth. The world had changed a lot in that time. Lily, now a year older and wiser, sat in her backyard looking at the stars. In her hand, she held the communication device Starby had given her. Suddenly, the device lit up and made a soft beeping sound. Lily's heart raced with excitement. It was a message from Starby. She ran inside, calling out, "Mom, Dad, Dr. Lee." Starby sent a message. Her parents and Dr. Lee, who was visiting for dinner, gathered around. They had all been waiting for this moment. Lily pressed a button on the device. A hologram appeared, showing Starby surrounded by other aliens. Starby looked happy and healthy. "Hello, Earth friends." Starby's voice came through, translated into English. "I hope this message finds you well. We have exciting news to share." Lily and the others listened in amazement as Starby explained that their planet, Orcs, had decided to officially welcome Earth into the galactic community. "This means we can now share more of our knowledge with you," Starby said. "But first, we need to know if Earth is ready. We've been watching your progress with the simple technology we shared. Show us what you've done." Dr. Lee smiled. "We've been preparing for this," she said. "Let's show Starby and the galactic community what humans can do when we work together." Over the next few weeks, people from all over the world sent videos and reports to Starby. They showed how they had used the alien technology to make positive changes. In Africa, they had built machines that turned desert sand into fertile soil. In polluted cities, they had created air cleaners that made the sky blue again. In the oceans, they had devices that removed plastic and helped sea creatures thrive. But it wasn't just about technology. People also sent stories of how they had learned to be kinder to each other and to the planet. Schools taught classes on alien cultures and the importance of understanding those who are different. Lily was proud of how much humans had changed. She made her own video to send to Starby. "Hi Starby," she said, smiling at the camera. "I miss you, but I'm so happy to see how your gift has helped our world. We've learned that the real power isn't in the technology, but in how we use it to help each other." Finally, after a month of sharing their progress, Earth received another message from Zorix. Everyone around the world tuned in to watch. A group of aliens, including Starby, appeared on screens everywhere. They looked pleased. "People of Earth," one of the aliens said, "we have reviewed your progress. We are impressed by how quickly you have learned and how wisely you have used our gifts. We believe you are ready for the next step." Cheers erupted around the world. Lily hugged her parents tightly. The alien continued, "We would like to invite a delegation from Earth to visit Zorix. You will learn more about our culture and technology. In return, you will teach us about humanity. Together, we will build a bridge between our worlds." Dr. Lee was chosen to lead the Earth delegation. To everyone's surprise, she asked if Lily could come too. Lily's friendship with Starby started this whole journey. Dr. Lee explained, "She represents the best of humanity: curiosity, kindness, and an open heart." At first, some grown-ups didn't agree. They thought it was too dangerous to send a child into space. But Lily proved she was ready. She studied hard, learning all she could about Zorix and space travel. Finally, the day of the journey arrived. Lily stood with Dr. Lee and the other delegates in front of a huge crowd. They were about to board a Zorixian ship for their journey to the alien planet. Lily's parents hugged her tightly. "We're so proud of you," her mom said, tears in her eyes. "Remember everything you've learned," her dad added. "And remember that kindness is understood in every language, even alien ones." Lily nodded, feeling both excited and a little scared. As she walked up the ramp to the spaceship, she turned and waved to the cheering crowd. Inside the ship, Lily found Starby waiting for her. They hugged, two friends from different worlds, together again. As the ship took off, Lily looked out the window. She saw Earth getting smaller and smaller. But instead of feeling sad, she felt hopeful. She was on a mission to help Earth and Zorix understand each other better. Lily thought about how much had changed because of one small act of kindness, giving a stuffed toy to a lonely alien. She realized that big changes often start with small, brave actions. As the ship zoomed towards the stars, Lily knew that this was just the beginning. Humans and aliens working together could solve big problems and create a better future for everyone. She turned to Starby and smiled. "Ready for our next adventure?" she asked. Starby made a happy clicking sound. "Always ready, friend Lily. Together, we will learn and grow." The ship disappeared into the vastness of space, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of two worlds. Earth and Zorix were no longer alone in the universe. They had found understanding, friendship, and a brand new future, full of endless possibilities. And it all started with a brave little girl who believed in the power of kindness and friendship.